r/RoastMe. Posted by you/BigRolls. This girl turns 30 today and wants us to make her cry. Do your best. At what point of the night will you use your friend's Tinder to see if you still got it? Turns the age range from 45 to 55 plus out of habit. You look like a recurring actress in Hallmark movies. Divorcee number 3. Face of a wife, body of a daytime hooker. The dream. Based upon that waistline, she needs to eat more from the plate on the left than the one on the right. Your body says 40. Dat gunt. I bet she only brings up marriage 3 times on a first date. Must be really popular, the place is packed. Her friends couldn't make it because they're living fulfilling lives with their husbands and kids. If you tie the sash up differently next time, it will also help hold up those sad titties. You look like some tried to reconstruct Gwyneth Paltrow from a burn victim. Something tells me she will be all alone tonight and crying over a pint of ice cream either way. The clamato behind you says it all. It's also the nickname of her vagina. 30 and still acting like and hanging out with sorority girls. Let's see then. Your checks note 7 years away from marrying a schlub you don't love just to have kids. Good luck with that. Happy birthday. Sorry you're too old for mainstream porn now, but I hear you can still, barely, scrape by in the more niche markets from here on. Now she'll be cast as the stepmom who catches them. That's where I have seen her. Thanks. It's sad because I bet she was such a snag in high school, now anything she has to offer you could buy at Arby's. I'll never look at a beef and cheddar the same way again. Reminds me of a joke I heard once. A young boy asks his dad, what does a vagina look like? Dad thinks for a second and says, well son, when it's ready for sex it looks like a beautiful, delicate flower blossoming in the morning dew. The son says, then what does it look like after sex? Dad says, well son, have you ever seen a bulldog eating mayonnaise? 30 years old and she still didn't find out how to bring a bit of volume to her thin ass hair. Looks like she's been roasting herself for years, don't think she needs us. Look at that crispy ass hair. I really like your hair. Can you please tell that to the girl behind you? Thanks. She looks like she's hiding sadness beneath those eyes, and that someone should hug her. But also that she'd smell weird, so no one does. My aunt at 45 keeps herself looking young with Botox and exercise. She surrounds herself with younger, uglier women who work for her. This woman, who peaked at 17 before getting knocked up by a second-string hockey player in Minnesota, is in fact the perfect candidate for my aunt's opening position for a low-esteemed heifer with an associate's degree. How does it feel knowing 90% of your eggs are gone? Been turning 30 for the last 14 years. Ted Bundy wouldn't even strangle you. Posted by you/Badger Rhymes. I'm a 30-year-old married father of 1. Been lurking on this subreddit for a while and time to join in. Not many people can pull off a beard without a mustache, and you are not one of them. I've just been sitting here wondering why. Like, why not have a mustache? He does have one, but it's the color of his ginger soul. Stop with one child, it should be a crime to pass that hairline on to anyone else. I'm sure the kid is adopted, no way this guy has ever known the love of a woman. Baldness comes from the mother's side, but that poor kid is still going to inherit his terrible taste in facial hair. But if he failed to reproduce more than one child, how can we ever accommodate the growing market need for cellular phone satellites to bounce signals and triangulate locations using this man's forehead once he passes? You look like the spokesperson for Unlucky Charms. Abe Lincoln cosplay. They're magically disgusting. Lucky Charms. The marshmallows are shaped like broken mirrors, black cats, tall ladders, and Harvey Weinstein's family. You could literally write every comment from this post on that forehead. Fun fact, his forehead was the inspiration for CVS receipts. His head looks like he has been wearing a football helmet since birth. That's no forehead, that's a 5 head. You look like an Amish hipster. Amish Better Call Saul looking ass. You make wooden shoes at Christmas. I didn't really think you actually existed. Judging by the color in your hair, you aren't actually going bald but instead growing your forehead out. More like a 6 head. 4 and 3 inches of forehead ago. Your forefathers failed to pull out to prevent the mistake that is your face. Lol, I've always blamed them for the hairline as well. Why the long face? He lost his mustache, who wouldn't be bummed? Bummed? He's be lucky to get a fella to buy him a drink. You look like a Muslim leprechaun. Abdul Qasim O'Leary. You look like a white man who put on a fake beard to fit into your Pakistani friends. The presumably mistaken use of the word into rather than in with is one of the funniest things in this goddamn thread. Thank you, sir. Mother of God, that the biggest melon I've ever seen on the Reddits. When escaping your unwanted perversions, a female would only have to run into the ceiling fan section at Home Depot. You wouldn't stand a chance.